You can give me a thumbs up or just type something in the chat. Okay, Basi, you're here. I see you. Thomas, okay, fantastic. All right. So, you're welcome once again. My name is Mohammed Suleiman, and I'll be driving this session tonight. I hope you guys are all excited to be here. If you're excited, give me your favorite emoji. Give me your favorite emoji. Let me know that you are excited. I can already see some familiar faces, and I can see some new faces. So if this is your first time here, type 10 in the chat. 10 is a perfect number. Okay, so type 10 in the chat like so. If this is your first time here, type it 10 in the chat. I would love to know if this is your first time here, and we can get started. Okay, I would also love to know where you're joining us from. So I'm joining you from Lagos, Nigeria. So type in something like 10 Lagos, okay, or 10 Abuja, and that will let me know that you are joining in for the first time and you are from Abuja. You're currently in Abuja. 10 Lagos, Thomas, fantastic. So we are in the same condition. That's what it means. Okay. So while that is going on in the chat, and I would love this session to be very interactive. Okay, we're going to have a fantastic time together. I'll do a presentation, show you one or two things, and you'd also be able to ask me questions after my presentation. You'll be able to speak with me the way I'm speaking with you right now. Okay, so during the session, I'll also be sharing some materials with you. I'll be sharing my screen. You'll see my slides. I'll share some links in the chat. So if you want all of these things mailed to you, then sure to fill out the attendance form that will be pasted shortly by one of my colleagues in the chat box. As far as I'm concerned, only Thomas has responded with 10 and where he currently is. Okay, so am I assuming that only Thomas is here with me? Because I can see quite a number of people. I can see Emmanuel, yeah, me, Okeowo, Taiwo, Ladunsi. I can see everyone here. But only Thomas is responding in the chat, except if you don't know where the chat is. So I'll type hello. You see hello pop up on your screen now. Click on the hello and respond in the chat. Let's make it highly interactive, okay? Because we will be learning quite a number of things tonight. So I'll share my screen. We get started without any waste of time so that I can start having um, conversations with you. Okay, so you should be able to see my screen. So type crystal clear in the chat if you can see my screen. Type it crystal clear in the chat box if you can see my screen, because we're going to discuss quite a number of facts, okay, today, and you'll see how that plays out. So how to build and monetize automation stacks for professionals and businesses. Okay, so let's get right into it. Now, this particular webinar is exactly for you, especially if right now you want to get on the AI bus, you want to take advantage of the trend that AI has created now. And what is currently happening, we've seen it before. Okay, we saw it with the likes of data analytics, we saw it with the likes of cybersecurity, we saw it with the likes of data engineering. Okay, but majority of those, okay, involved coding. And the difference between that and AI now is that you can build AI solutions without actually writing codes. So what you are really learning is how do you correctly interact with an AI. Right now, as we're having this conversation, 72% of employers cannot find the right AI talent to fill a role. which means if you gather 10 employers at random, 7 of them cannot find the right person to fill an AI role. Coincidentally, AI roles pay much higher, and that just speaks to the demand um, in that particular sector right now. You can just go on Google and say, what is how what is the statistics on employers being able to fill AI roles globally, and click on AI mode, and it will show you these figures. Okay, so it will pull data from the World Economic Forum, Future of Jobs, and several other pages where you see the facts and figures yourself. Okay, and right now, this report is across 41 countries. 41 countries of the world have reported that, look, we have so many AI roles to fill, but there is a very serious shortage in the talent pool that can fill this role. All right. And you are here, okay? You could be the one to fill this role, and it really doesn't matter what your current state is. Are you a student, or you're a fresh graduate, or you're a job seeker currently? You could be a working professional. You're currently working, you're seeking a promotion, or you want to completely transition, or you're an entrepreneur. You know that AI can help you, but you just don't want to employ someone. You want to also learn it yourself and see how you can also be AI literate. You're a freelancer. Probably you do what? Virtual assistant jobs. And right now, as we speak, for virtual assistants, especially, if you apply to, let's say, on Upwork for a role of virtual assistant, within the next 2 minutes, okay, of that job being listed on Upwork, more than 50 people would have already applied, because that field is super saturated, oversaturated, not saturated, but oversaturated. So you have to start looking for careers where you stand out. Okay, you stand out easily because not many people know it, or because it is very fresh right now. So you quickly make your own profit from it before it gets saturated. So if you're a freelancer, that is the situation right now. A little bit about myself. My name is Mohammed Suleiman, like I have mentioned earlier. I wear many hats. I'm an AI specialist, a data analyst, a career mentor. I work as a business intelligence analyst, data scientist, and a top tech trainer as well. I currently head the training um, operations here at Analytics Business, and I'm also the former COO of Radiant Analytics, and I've helped a numerous number of people, to get into the tech space. I also work remotely. Okay, I've worked with conglomerates in so many sectors: healthcare, edtech, automobile, supply chain, you know, consultancy, HR analytics, and so many more. Now, if you're here and you're also interested in getting remote jobs, which is likely the case, then you are in the right place. And I'll be showing you quite a number of things. Just search Mohammed Suleiman on LinkedIn and connect with me. I'll be super happy to connect with each and every one of you after this session. Who are we here at Analytics Business? So here at Analytics, we are a leading edtech firm, and what we do is to help Africans and largely the Black community to transition smoothly into the tech ecosystem. And we are based in Canada and the UK. And over the last half a decade, we've been able to help more than 4,000 people get that transition that they need. And we did not do it alone. Okay. Across the industry, we've worked with 300 plus experts to make this a reality. Currently, we have 172 full-time employees, and we help people transition into so many career paths, ranging from cybersecurity, data analytics, AI automation engineering, AI video creation, financial analytics, product design, and the list goes on and on. And you can, look us up on the internet, connect with us across all our social media handles. Would love to have you on board. Now, another thing before we proceed is if you want the recording of this session, because this session, as we are right here right now, it is being recorded. So if you want that recording mailed to you, you want to ensure to fill out the attendance form in the chat box. If you look at the chat box right now, the last message that was sent rather by one of my colleagues includes a link to the form. Just click on the link, fill out your email and other necessary details, and you will get that those materials. All right, so ensure that once you've done that, you type it done in the chat so that I know that you have done so. It doesn't take up to 1 minute to complete. Now, while you're doing that, I also need you to interact with me here on the call. Okay, Benjamin, fantastic. So listen very carefully because I'm about to ask you a question. Now, what is more important? Okay, what is more important? Okay, so Victor, one of my team members would respond to you in the chat shortly. Okay, now, what is more important? And I want you guys to answer this question. Is it what you believe employers want from you before you get hired, or what employers actually want? Which one do you think it is? What you believe employers want, or what they actually want? Which one do you think is more important for you? Which is more important? What you believe employers want from you, or what employers actually want? Fantastic. So what employers actually want. So you can easily type 1 or 2. You see option number 1 or option number 2. Or let me say, is it option A or option B? Which one is it for you? What you believe employers want, or what employers actually want? Fantastic. So what employers actually want. So a lot of people are choosing to, and so on. Fantastic. Now, since we've agreed that employers actually want, is what employers actually want that is more important. The big question is, what do they want from you? What do they want from you? And the best way to determine this is for you to take over the wheels of steel. What do I mean? Become the employer. Assume the role of an employer. Put yourself in their shoes. And then let's take the next exercise. So you want to hire an AI automation engineer. You want to hire an AI automation engineer. Okay. So Mr. A, this is Mr. A. Mr. A has 7 AI certificates, also knows how to use ChatGPT, also knows how to use Claude, and also knows how to use Gemini. This is Mr. A. Now, Miss B has 7 AI automation projects that she can show you right now. 7 projects. She also has a portfolio to document and demonstrate those projects. She can send you her website link and you see all the projects that she has done. Now, if you are hiring for this role, which of them will you give the job? Mr. A or Miss B? Mr. A or Miss B? And why do you say so? Why? A lot of people are saying Miss B. So why Miss B? Why will you give the job to Miss B? What stood out for you? What eye did you use to look at it? What do you think the employer would give as a, so you are the employer now, don't forget. Okay, you are no longer looking for a job. You are the one employing for this role right now. Okay, so why did you give Miss B the job? Okay, Gregory says because Miss B has evidence. Let's underline that word evidence. Percy says Miss B because she has proof of works. Fantastic. Ayobami says Miss B all the way. Results prove competence. Results prove competence. Fantastic. So Benjamin says Miss B because she has proof of AI automation from her project and portfolio. Fantastic. So you can see, okay, Banigo, Marshall, one of my team members would respond to you shortly to help you fix it. Okay, but if you read the message where the link to the attendance form is, just finish reading the message after the link, and you see the solution to your problem in there, Marshall. All right. So now the thing is, it's obvious that Miss B is the one that you can really tell has done this before. Okay, Miss B actually has done this before, so you are tilted more towards her, and this is exactly how employers in tech and in AI are thinking right now. That is exactly what they want. They want to see that you've done it before. Okay, so it brings us down to two things that employers actually want, and this is globally. Okay, because you're going to be competing with global talent as well. So globally, employers want only two things from you. They want the skills. They want the skills. That's the first thing they want to see, and they want the experience. Somebody just said, Miss B, experience is the best teacher. Fantastic. Okay, and you took that right out of my slides. So skills and experience. Can you see that? So you can see that we are now all thinking alike, and that is exactly what employers want. Skills plus experience. So if they ask you, define competence, what will you define it as? What would you define competence as? What would you define it as? We'll define it as what? Skills plus experience. Okay? So these are the two things that can stand you out. You can't negotiate it. Of course, you can't have the experience if you don't have the skills. Okay? So in as much as we're trying to differentiate them, they are all but one, and that is what competence really is. So they want to see competence. All right. So how do you show competence to land yourself an AI role, not just in Canada, but even across the globe? Number one is you need to learn a high in demand skill. I need a very loud speaker to say this for it to sink in. You need to learn a high in demand AI skill. You are looking for a remote job. That is what you need right now. Okay? So why do you need it? You need it because the moment you learn a high in demand skill, it makes your job seeking journey easy for you. Not just easy, but 10 times easy. I mean, look at the stress you have to go through to get a virtual assistant job, okay, or data annotation job. I mean, anybody can annotate. Anybody can play the role of a virtual assistant. There are just so many of them. And that is because even if it does not involve coding, it really does not demand any specific skill. Okay, so everybody is on it. Virtual assistant, the window has come and it has gone, and so many others like that. Now the window for AI is open. When you learn an AI skill, it immediately makes it 10x easier for you to land that remote job. Let's put this into numbers. Right now, as we are speaking globally, there are 1.6 million open positions. So employers need to fill 1.6 million AI related roles. And the pool of talents they have access to right now is just over 500,000. So even the point six that is at the back of the million cannot be filled. And mind you, these 500,000 plus qualified candidates, okay, we say qualified candidates, all right? So but you won't hire every one of them in reality. So it means the gap between the roles that need to be filled and the available candidate creates a skill shortage. Right now, it has completed widening. It's going to widen a little bit more towards the end of this year, as projections are indicating. But because of this disparity, that is why 72% of employers cannot find the right AI skills. That is the reason why AI roles pay much more higher than your traditional tech roles as we speak. And then averagely, it takes more than 2 months for these roles to be filled. Which means in the next 2 months, you could be the next one these recruiters are looking to hire. So right now, that gap exists, but this gap is going to start closing very fast. Okay, projections show that by the end of this year, the gap would have closed tremendously, and it's going to close faster than the last skill shortage scenario we found ourselves in the last half a decade. Okay, that took a long time before we reached the saturation point, but this is going to close very fast, and the reason is very simple. AI does not require you to learn how to code or to code on the job. Let that sink in. AI does not require you to learn how to code or to code on the job. For that reason, it is relatively easier to learn it compared to several other tech stack. So you're a teacher, you are a farmer, you are a footballer, you work in the bank, you work in supply chain, you did arts, okay? You did not go to school, so you don't have a degree at all to even start with. Whatever the situation is, as long as you can understand the words that I'm saying to you right now, you are automatically eligible to be able to get an AI skill. That is the situation. Okay. Ghosts will not cover this gap for us. It is you and I that will cover this gap. And right now, there are several AI skills, and the average pay ranges somewhere between $1,000 a month down to even $6,000 a month when you look at the top level roles, senior roles for these AI skills. These are available across so many job boards. We'll get to look at some of these job boards as we go ahead. And today, you can get into several AI career paths. You have generative AI for data analytics. So data analysis has existed for quite a while now. All right. But right now, even so many existing data analysts do not know that AI is fast taking their jobs. AI is taking their jobs. Okay. And as a data analyst, you are not just there to build dashboards, you are there to create solutions. Okay. You are there to create what? Solutions that businesses can use to fix their problems. So you cut across so many tools in this program: Excel, Copilot, Google AI Studio. Okay, and a lot of people say, what does Google AI Studio have to do with data analysis. Isn't that a web app creation AI? Oh, yes, it is. But remember, you are not your traditional data analyst anymore. You are the data analyst that will create useful solutions for businesses using AI. So you cover that, you cover SQL, Power BI, Julius AI, you cover anything for automation. Okay, your traditional data analyst has nothing to do with automation. So you are a data analyst on steroids. You also learn Fabric, ChatGPT, and Bricks AI. You also have generative AI for business analysis and project management. Okay, you learn how to use quite a number of tools as well: Jira, Draw.io, MyMaps AI, ClickUp AI, Notion AI, ChatGPT, Claude, you know, Copilot, N8N, and so on. Then you have AI automation engineering, one of the hottest cake right now. Okay, for you to get into AI. With AI automation engineering, you get to automate repetitive tasks with N8N, ChatGPT, Gemini, Gemini Notebook, Make. You use webhooks, you learn how to work with API keys, you learn how to use Zapier, and a lot more. And all you need is a an 8 weeks stretch of class. Okay, 2 months, and you are the next candidate for an AI career path. We'll talk about the schedule later. Okay, but let me show you Olusegun Agbolade. Some of you who joined really early may have already heard him speak. Okay, but no worries, you hear him speak in a short while. Olusegun Agbolade joined our program. That was sometime in November last year, and the program is 2 months. So he completed it January. Right as he was completing the program, okay, I mean, Olusegun was very diligent. He didn't miss classes. The classes he missed, he went back to watch the recording, following our instructions, asked questions, completed his portfolio, posted on LinkedIn, all this following our direction. And right as he was completing his program, he got his first job working with a Canadian bank. And mind you, he has a background in finance. Okay, he has a background in finance. All right. And he has been trying so many things, trying to break into tech, no headway, no real pathway. Okay, just hitting an immovable blockage every single time. So he discovered 10 analytics business just the way he did, and he registered for our AI automation program, and he got his first tech job January. Now, that is not the end of his story. He worked on contract with them for 4 months. After the fourth month, Olusegun was so comfortable that he started his own AI agency. So right now, as we speak, Olusegun, via his company, Luxeron AI Studio, he builds solutions for businesses and gets paid not as an individual, but as an organization. Okay, but as an organization. So I want us to quickly listen to Olusegun Agbolade and hear what he has to say, and then we'll continue right after. Let's just take 2 minutes, okay? And once you can hear, okay, I would want you to give me a thumbs up, okay? Once you can hear him, I want you to give me a thumbs up. All right. Just a second. So let's listen attentively. All right. So
Hi everyone, my name is Olusegun Agbalade, and if anyone had actually told me a year ago that I'll be working in tech,
please confirm you can hear him. Okay, fantastic.
building AI automations. I honestly would have actually laughed it out. I started my career in accounting with zero tech background. I had curiosities, I had a lot of self-doubt, and but I had this constant feeling that I wanted more. So, and but wanting more will not actually get me there. So I told myself that I needed a structure, I needed guidance, and I needed a clear path in which Tenality's business gave to me. Over 11 months, I moved from data analysis to data science and now AI automation engineering. It wasn't pretty, to be sincere, it wasn't pretty. There were days I felt behind, there were days I wanted to quit. But with the guidance of my tutor, great tutor, Abdullah Musa, I kept showing up. I kept building projects and I shared most of those projects on LinkedIn. That changed everything. LinkedIn became my proof of work, it became my portfolio, it became my voice. People could actually see on my profile what I was building, not just read on my CV what I was building. Eventually, it paid off. I landed the tech role not by luck, but by skills that I've gathered over time. So if you're actually watching this and you feel stuck, hear me clearly. Don't give up. Growth is slow before it's visible. Stay consistent because it works. Thank you, Analytics Business, for granting me that platform to scale high. Thank you very much.
That was Olusegun speaking. All right. And if you listen to what he said something very succinct, and it's very easy to miss it. Okay. Again, if you've not filled out the attendance form, ensure to fill it out in the chat. All right. Click on the link, fill it out, and type it down in the chat. Olusegun mentioned that he posted on LinkedIn. LinkedIn became his voice. LinkedIn became his portfolio. He mentioned that he had help during his interview, all right, and so on and so forth. Now, you will also need all of these things. You'll also do all of these things so that you can get the kind of result that Olusegun also got. So when you learn a high demand skill, this is the result. So instead of Olusegun to compete with 10,000 other people for a particular job, he gets to compete with maximum maybe 5 qualified candidates. And that way, it's easier to trump them, okay, compared to 1,000. Now, even if you are the best amongst 1,000, if you come 2 minutes late to the application, it's gone. So we will still get there when it comes to AI automation and several other career paths. We'll get to that saturation point. But the thing is, what do you want? What would you rather do? Would you rather learn it now, get in quickly, or you wait when everybody already knows it? Because guess what? It's not difficult at all to learn. And one of the reasons is because it does not involve coding. So at the end of the day, what is going to be your choice? So while you're thinking about the answer to that, okay, that brings us to the second thing you must do. Number 2 is you need to learn the right way. And I need you to take note of this. Learning the right way is very, very important. What do I mean by the right way? Now, let me give you a scenario. Okay, let me give you a scenario. A new season is about to start in football. A new season is about to start. So, say for example, you had the money to purchase a football team. All right, you had the money to purchase a football team. Which of these two teams would you purchase? A group of team members that a group of footballers that they just watch YouTube videos, they watch other footballers play, and that's all they do. And then there's another team that actually not just watches YouTube, but also goes to the training ground to train. Which one would you rather take to the competition? Which one would you rather take to the competition once the competition starts? Group B, without a shadow of a doubt. And that is exactly what I mean when I say you have to learn the skills the right way. Learning the right way means that you want to build projects. You build projects. So you learn in a project-based environment, not where it's just explanation and that's it. Explanation is going to get you nowhere. Nowhere. So you need to be building projects. That is the best way to learn to become an AI automation engineer, for example. So you learn by doing the real work. If you want to become an AI automation engineer, you need to build AI agents. If you want to become an AI data analyst, you need to build solutions for businesses for their analytics, and so on and so forth. Of course, you'll be doing this under the guidance of an expert, but you need to be in that environment and actually build these things. And number two, when we say learn the right way, you need to showcase your work. So that was why I highlighted what Olusegun Agbolade said. He said, I posted my work on LinkedIn. LinkedIn became my voice. That is exactly what you want to also do um, on this journey. LinkedIn has to be your voice. People have to see what you are building. So it is not enough to build projects and leave it on your laptop. You need to showcase those projects. So you need something called a portfolio. So what I'm going to do now is I'll show you a portfolio, okay? And I'll show you one of the projects you would also be building. All right. Or let me show you the project you build first off. Okay. One interesting project that you will be building. Okay. Let me show you one project that you'll be building, and then you look at the I'll share you the link to the portfolio later on. Okay. So this is one of your facilitators, Ali.
Fantastic presentation
Okay.
so far.
This is
So
Ali.
I've also learned from this section, right? Competency over credentials. Competency over credentials. All right. So this is a take home for me personally, right? So without wasting much of our time, I'll just jump into sharing my screen and walk us through.
So I want us to take a look at um, this project. This is one of your facilitators, okay, Arlene, okay, and I want you to see what this looks like. This is a WhatsApp agent. You build an AI automation that works on WhatsApp. So instead of a company having to hire, you know, a new staff, okay, you build this for them, and it literally saves them the cost, the time. It can do the work of 10 people at a time. Okay, so hold on, okay, so that you can see Arlene clearly.
The project to showcase here.
Okay, so I'm going to show you Alim right now, and he'll show you the project. All right, and you'll see exactly how that works. You see exactly how that works. Permit me to just reload the page so that you can see him clearly. Okay, so let's take a look at it now. All right, so all set. Now you also give me a thumbs up once you can hear him clearly. Okay, you give me a thumbs up once you can hear Alim clearly. So he's going to also share his screen and you get to see the project. Okay.
As competency over credentials. All right. So this is a take home for me personally. Right. So without wasting much of our time, I'll just jump into sharing my screen and walk us through the project I'm to showcase here this evening. So if you can hear Alim loud and clear, kindly give me a thumbs up. All right, thank you, Jimo. Thank you, Dari. Thank you, Adiza. All right, so my screen is up. We have built a solution for Mama Grace Minimart. What do they want? They want to add a system on WhatsApp that they can upload their receipt. The AI extracts the information on their receipt, log it on a database, and they can come and find out information later on using the same WhatsApp. All right. So instead of having a sale register, a sale journal, where you have a long rule writing every day, you have an automated WhatsApp system where you can upload your receipt. The AI extracts the receipt, and you can come to the WhatsApp and verify every information on the database. All right. So this is the solution. Like I said, my name is Alim Abdelwasil. I am an AI automation engineer, and I'm happy to be doing this with Adiza this evening. All right, so the solution, you can see we have a receipt on my screen. So the solution is we receive the receipt on WhatsApp. The AI extracts the data. The AI saves the record on a database, and we can ask questions later on. So you can see that we're not using sales register anymore. We're not using a sales journal. So we have automated the process. All right, so I'll walk you through the end-to-end solution, which is what you can see on my screen right now. So confirm you can see the solution by giving me a thumbs up, a reaction. All right, Samson. All right, so this solution works in 3 forms. All right, we can upload the receipt there, and we can use the voice to interact with the system, as well as use text to also interact with the system. So that's why you are seeing a switch here that switch to the system based on the input. Are you uploading the receipts? Are you using a voice to interact with the system, or are you using a text to interact with the system? All right, so without wasting much of our time, I'll just publish this workflow by hitting on the publish up here. All right, and publish this workflow. All right, so you can see we have the workflow publishing right now. All right, amazing. All right, so we have a WhatsApp here at the end here, which is going to give us a verification, a clarification message that your receipt has been uploaded successfully on the database. We have a WhatsApp here, which is going to show us that your input from WhatsApp is audio, so you have an audio output. So we also have the WhatsApp here that tells that your input is text from the WhatsApp, you have a text output. All right, so Mama Grace can now, she don't need to have a much knowledge of tech. She can just interact with this using any of these words input. All right, so I will just share my WhatsApp. All right, let me share my WhatsApp. All right, so this is now my WhatsApp coming up. Confirm you can see the WhatsApp for Mama Grace Minimart by giving me your best of reaction. All right, thank you very much. All right, so Mama Grace can just use this platform to interact with her business. All right, so what does she need to do first? She can come and ask this system and say, hi, and hit enter. So you wait for the output from the AI system. What is the output right now? This is a text input. So we get a what? A text output. Hello, how can I assist you with Mama Grace Mini Mart today? All right, so we can just upload a receipt, right? Let's say I want to upload a receipt right now. So I'll select this receipt and I'll upload this receipt right now. All right, upload. All right, so the AI is going to extract every information from this receipt, and there will be an acknowledgement message coming up after the AI has received this receipt. All right, so we are waiting for the what? Acknowledgement message. All right, so you can see that we have an acknowledgement message that said received processed successfully. All right, date, total amount, cashier that that pulled the sales record, the customer name, the receipt have been what? Saved successfully. So instead of Mama Grace to use a sales register to be using pen and pencil to impute this, she can just upload a receipt and it go into the what? Into the database. All right, so the next thing is you may want to come and ask with voice and say, what is the balance from cash sales customer? All right, when you put this into the what? The input, you get an audio output, which means Mama Grace can interact either way around. All right, so we are expecting the audio output. All right, so you can see we now have an audio output. So I'll play this up now.
The balance from cash sales customer is day 0. The most recent cash sale had a total amount of $29,000, which was fully paid.
I hope you saw what just happened. Amazing. So we use a word, a text, I will get text output. We use a voice, I will get voice output. Now we can also upload another receipt and say, let's upload another receipt. All right, so this solution right now has saved Mama Grace from knowing how to write and even, buying a sales register or a sales journal. So imagine. So we're waiting for an output, acknowledgement output. All right, receipt processed successfully. You can see that we have total amount 20,950. Cashier is Bolanle Yusuf. Customer is A Okafor. So we can say what is the balance from A Okafor. All right, so we expect the AI to give us A Okafor's balance. All right, so you can see the balance from A Okafor. All right, so this is the solution we have offered to Mama Grace Mini Mart. All right, using text, you get a text output. Using voice, you get a what? A voice output. And you can see the way the AI is just extracting the information and logging it on a what? On a database. All right, so this is what you can get to learn as an AI automation engineer. All right, so thank you very much, Adiza, for this opportunity.
Yeah, thank you very much for that, Alim. Just before you leave, Alim, okay? So for anybody watching what Alim has done, can you go back to your workflow, your N10 workflow? So you heard me say N10 so many times, N10, N10. So Alim is going to show you what N10 looks like. And to so many people, it looks like so many things happening at the same time. This is a workflow, okay? It takes you about 2 to 3 weeks for you to start building the type of things you've seen Alim doing. These were the type of things Olusegun was able to build. WhatsApp is the input source for this particular project. It can be different other sources. Okay, say you receive something in a drive, or people upload documents in a drive, a Google Drive, a OneDrive, if you use Microsoft in your office, There are different ways you can extract information, voice, text, and so on, and you help businesses, even where you currently work, to automate a lot of the things that you do. Okay, and these are the type of things that you get to build. Olusegun was able to build. I helped him get that job. So this is not what you see on Instagram. Like for so many people, they're jumping on birds, the bird is flying with them, and that's not AI. This is AI in play.
So that is exactly what we are talking about. So you don't need to learn coding to build what you just saw Alan present. All right. So, and when we talk about making an income with AI, it is not about creating videos of birds that are flying. That's not it. Okay. AI is you creating solutions that can help businesses be more efficient, make more sales. Okay, that is what AI is. Now, if you were the one that built that project and a company approaches you that, oh, I love this thing, can you build it for me as well? How much would you sell it for? How much would you build it? Would you charge them to build it for them? Type it in the chat. Let me hear. And if you are here and you've not filled the form, ensure to fill out the attendance form. Okay, ensure to fill the attendance form. Now that project that I showed you about Arlene, okay, the full video is on our YouTube page and you can see that yourself. So go and subscribe as well. Okay, now while that is going on, type in the chat if you were the one that built that solution and a business approaches you and says, I want you to build it for me, how much would you charge for that? How much would you charge to automate their sales tracking on WhatsApp? So they don't have to open any Google Sheets. They don't have to hire anybody to do it. Just WhatsApp. How much would you charge? Timothy said 500K. Is it 500K dollars or 500K naira? Or what currency are you talking about? 500K is a number, not money. So 500K what? Okay, Oyedemi says 10 million. So I'm gonna assume 10 million naira, right? Now Oyedemi, that is fantastic. Now that is the range that you can actually charge a business for this. Okay, of course, depending on whether it's a conglomerate or a small medium enterprise. Okay, but the bottom line remains that you can determine what you want to charge. Okay, Thomas is asking how much will you charge to automate their sales on WhatsApp? I'll charge 2 million naira. So Thomas is in between at the sweet spot. So you can actually charge SMEs 2 million naira. Okay, but if you were to build this for conglomerate like Nestle Nigeria, Coca-Cola, you have to charge them a lot more than this, because this is a system you build and it would work for life. Okay, so you are saving them so many headaches. Imagine just asking an AI agent on WhatsApp that how much sales have we made between so and so period, and it gives you the accurate figure. It would never complain to you and say, oh, give me a moment, let me go and look for it, or my head is paining me. Okay, it will never call in sick. No holidays. It will just stay there and keep working as long as you want it to. So that is why you can't really quantify it, because the advantage it gives the company is enormous. So you want to charge depending on who you are building it for. Okay, so there is not a fixed price for it. You can charge $8,000, $2,000, $500, depending on who you are building it for. But the bottom line is you determine what you earn. Now, what we are talking about now is exactly what Olusegun's company is doing for businesses across the globe. And you build so many projects like this as well. So many projects across the program. So, and all of these projects would then form your portfolio. So when you find yourself in an interview and they ask you, can you tell us a time you solved the problem using AI automation for a business? You can literally talk about that automation you just saw Aline present, okay? And mention that you worked with Analytics business as a consultant and you built that project for a client. It's as simple as that, okay? And that way, you are getting the requisite experience. That brings me to number 3. You need to gain foreign work experience. And it is very simple. I have already touched on it, and that was the last thing I said. Those projects you did in class are not just class work. They form the experience you will talk about in front of any employer. Oh, tell us a time you worked with a Canadian brand. You can claim Canadian work experience because we are registered in Canada. In fact, what we instruct you to do is that once you are enrolled, you put Analytics business as one of your current experience on LinkedIn and you set the location to Canada. That automatically changes how people interact with your LinkedIn page. You see Canadian brands coming in. You see European brands coming in. And the good thing is that you can always request for a reference once it is asked of you. Okay? So the project you are working on in class is not just a mere classwork. It will serve as your work experience. So you are going to garner nearly 3 years of work experience in the space of 2 months because you are working on project upon project upon project for that length of time. Okay, and you will be able to confidently speak about it and also have proof to show. In fact, it is your proof that will lead. How will it lead? Because when you post those projects on LinkedIn and also post your portfolio, I'll show you what a portfolio looks like shortly. Recruiters see that and become immediately interested in you, regardless of your age, race, color, whatever it is. They become interested in you and they want to have a sit down and speak with you. Okay, so this leads, and then they ask you, okay, can you share your CV? So in most cases, that is the strategy. And that's why we also instructed Olusegun during his time, post on LinkedIn, which he did. And he said, LinkedIn became my voice. So if you don't have a LinkedIn account now, go and open it. It's like opening a Facebook account. Open a LinkedIn account. Don't leave this session without opening a LinkedIn account and type LinkedIn if you already have a LinkedIn account. Type LinkedIn in the chat if you already have a LinkedIn account. And if you're going to open one tonight, if you don't have already, type open so that we know that you're already taking action as we speak. Okay? Now let me show you what a portfolio looks like, because when we say portfolio, a lot of people think, are you not talking about a Google Drive link? Isn't that a Google Drive link? Well, no, it's not. A portfolio is a link, a website link that redirects the public, redirects recruiters to go and see your work. So you have a link like this. This is Chiemerie Frank. You got a job that's 2 months ago. Okay, we're already in a new month. So I nearly said last month. So now it's 2 months ago. How time flies. Chiemerie Frank built this portfolio under our guidance. And do you know the amazing thing? This website will show you how to build it without writing code. So Chiemerie did not have to learn how to write code to build this. Just drag and drop, type and click here and there, and you have the portfolio website live. That is not the amazing thing yet. The amazing thing is that you won't need to pay any hosting fee to keep this running. Once you are able to build it, it's going to be there for life. No restrictions, no subscriptions. You would have it for life. Okay? So these things exist and people are still struggling and saying, how do I get a website? This and that and this. That is what this is. And it's not just showing your picture and telling people about yourself. You can see view my portfolio button here. If you click on that button, you'll be able to see the project that Chiemere Frank has worked on over time. And it is not just screenshots. You can actually interact with the dashboard. So when recruiters come and see this and they click on the link, it takes them to Chiemere Frank's project and they can actually interact with it. Okay, let me share this link with you so that you would also visit the project and play around with it. Now, imagine you are a recruiter. If you cannot see my slide, then it's likely your network. Okay, so check it out and join back. All right, so I'm going to put in the link in the chat so that you can visit Chiemere Frank's this particular project. Okay, and I'll also put his portfolio link in the chat as well. Let me put his portfolio link so you can just go through the project and his personal website. So it is amazing that you can build something like this. Again, this is not a screenshot. If you look at my mouse, you can see that as I am hovering around the charts, you can see that I am interacting with it. I can click. This is currently showing us heart. Okay, you can see the heart here, how smoking affects the heart. Okay, and you can see the data. Now, if I click on human body, the whole dashboard changes and starts to show me data around how smoking affects the human body. If I click on kidney, it filters again. So I want you to imagine that you are visiting this page. The link is on the chart though. You visit this page and you are a recruiter. Won't you want to have a conversation with this person and say, you know what, can you build this for us as well? We want you to build this for us. Mind you, Anyeke Frank could be sleeping right now and we are currently interacting with the project that he has built. That is what a portfolio does for you. Your portfolio is like an investment you put in Forex, okay? And you just go to sleep while your money is working for you. That is how a portfolio is. So if you don't have something like this, you are not yet in that space where we can say you are on the radar of a very a potential recruiter. Now that brings us to number 4. You've checked all these boxes. Okay, you've learned a high demand skill, you learned the right way, you've gained foreign experience, you've had 10 analytics business on your LinkedIn page, you have Canada set as your location. You need to know where and how to apply to jobs as well. Now, when we say apply to jobs, a lot of people think, is it not just to go on LinkedIn and click apply? In fact, some people click easy apply. No, that is wrong. There are insider platforms that increases your chances, where the competition is not fierce. And when I say competition, it is unsaturated. Outlier AI. Now, in some regions, outlier AI is not allowed. But even in those regions, there are ways to go about it. I wouldn't go into those details right now. But on outlier, let me explain what outlier AI does. So, you know, for you to be able to build platforms like ChatGPT, you know, an ordinary individual cannot build ChatGPT. I hope you guys know that. ChatGPT runs on billions, trillions, and zillions of data. And that data is paid for. The amount of money you need to pump in to just keep ChatGPT running is enormous. So only big organizations with heavy fundings from the richest individuals in the world can build an AI model like that. But here is the catch. They need this AI model to learn. How does it learn? It learns by interacting with experts in certain fields so that it can study how those experts are interacting with them, and based on that, it can learn. Okay? So Outlier AI is a platform where you as an expert will go and sign up, okay? And then depending on what area is needed, the job is listed there. And when you take that job, your job is to interact with these AI models and you get paid heavily. You have jobgetter.com. Jobgetter.com, yeah, it has no restrictions regarding location. You can get, in fact, if you are in Africa, you want to target remote anywhere jobs, meaning jobs you can work remotely regardless of your current location, whether you're in Nigeria, you're in Anambra, you're in South Africa, you are in Sierra Leone, wherever it is that you can sign up and get a remote anywhere job. So once you go on there, you just filter remote anywhere jobs. So just type jobgetter.com jobs. That's all. You also have micro1.ai, very similar to Outlier, but no restrictions on location. Okay, so you go on there, sign up, you take your AI interview, and you get assigned tasks and you earn. A lot of people have not even heard of these platforms before. Okay, and one of the things we also do is we sign up for some premium job boards where we get exclusive job links. Now, these are not links that anybody on the internet can get. You'd have to have paid to get that job link. And the reason recruiters do that is not, they don't want to prevent people from applying, but they want serious people to apply. So we would take you to that position of being a serious person, and then you get these links and you apply to the jobs. When I say serious, I mean you have the requisite skills, you have the proof to show once you get into the job interview and so on. Okay, now this is number 4. Number 5, last but not the least, you need a reference letter. You always need a reference letter. Okay, I'm seeing in the chat now the question I asked before. Somebody said they would charge 300K. Please never ever charge 300,000 naira for that kind of job. It's ridiculous. Okay, you don't charge even the 500,000 naira. I was asking whether it was naira the other time. It's not what you want to be charging. This is a fully fledged solution. So you charge reasonably. Okay, so now let's get back. You need a reference. What is a reference? You have the requisite skills. They've seen your portfolio. They see that you have the foreign experience, the foreign job experience. You've applied rightfully to the job. You've gotten the interview, you've scaled everything. They need someone to vouch for you. And that is where putting Tenalytics business on your LinkedIn page as one of your current experiences, that is where it comes in. Because by so doing, it means you are now eligible to come ask us for a reference letter. Okay, now this is Anieke Frank. This was the professional reference letter, and I had the honor to write this for him. And you can see the date on there, 28th of May, 2026. And then he got confirmed and landed the job in June. We are in August now. And he finished the program February 2026. So this could be you in the next few months. It could be you I am writing this professional reference letter for. So, and it comes in different forms, these references. You could ask for a reference letter and issue it to the organization. They reach out to us, or they ask for our own details, which we give you, and you share it to them, and they reach out to us directly. Okay, and they reach out to us directly. Now this is Chemere Frank. Okay, I can see that my screen is frozen. What can you see on my screen, please? Can you see the reference letter? on my screen. What can you see on my screen? Okay, now you should be able to see the reference letter. So this was the professional reference letter that I prepared for Chimere Frank, and you can see how it looks like. So you would also be getting access to something like this as well. And speaking of Chimere Frank, this is Chimere Frank, joined our program November, okay, completed his program in February, and June 2026, he landed with his first job with a UK-based firm. And Chiemere Frank is unassuming. If you see him, you think that, can this person even get, a tech job in Nigeria, let alone a remote job for a UK-based firm? But it's not about looks. It's about what you have here. It's about the proof that you have. It's about you being able to talk confidently about the projects that you've done. And Chiemere Frank was able to tick all those boxes for the recruiters, and they were highly, highly interested in him. Okay, and that was his story. All right, that was his story. Now, before I start taking questions from you, I want you to quickly listen to Chiemere Frank. Okay, quickly listen to Chiemere Frank for the next 2 minutes. And I want to categorically tell you guys that right now, you are most likely better than Chiemere Frank before he started. Okay, you are most likely better than Chiemere Frank before he started. So Chiemere Frank has been able to do this now. So what is exactly holding you back? What exactly is holding you back? That is the question you want to actually answer right now. So let's quickly listen to Chiemere, and I want you to pay rapt attention to him. So, and there's so many other, on testimonials that you will get via the link. So let's listen to Chiemere Frank, okay? And let me know if you can see my screen now. So I'm sharing Chiemere Frank's testimonial. Okay, so as usual, if you can hear, I'm going to play his video now. And if you can hear him, please, you give me a thumbs up.
Generative AI for data analyst with Analytic business last year, November to this year, February. I just want to use this opportunity to thank Analytic business for their support, the encouragement and everything during and even after the training, for the continuous growth and development that they have provided to me. During the training, a lot was being taught. I actually learned a lot during the training from my coach, and I didn't just stop learning. After the training, I continued developing myself, looking for business brief to solve, applying for some internship which I got, developing myself during the internship, learning as I progress in the profession, keep on practicing, because I understand that in this world of tech, practice is the key of everything. So as I keep on practicing, I was equally applying for roles that I come across with. So based on that, I was able to land myself my first role in the data profession as a data analyst. So I just want to use this great opportunity to thank and acknowledge Analytic business for their support even during the interview. They actually helped in preparing me for the interview and everything, so it's a privilege for me. And also to my coach for his support. Anytime I reach out, he's always there. My coach Pius, I'm really grateful for your support and everything that you have done. Thank you so much. I can't just thank you full enough. I am really grateful for all the support so far. Thank you and God bless you. Hello.
Now, that was Chiemere Frank, and you heard him rightly. What did he say? He said that he got all the support that he needed. Every single support that he needed, he gave it to him. Okay? And that is exactly what we're going to do for you as well. Now, with all that support system, there is no way your results will be different from Olusegun Agboladi's, from Chiemere Frank. Okay, So, and that is simply it. This is Pavel. Pavel was a teacher based in Cameroon, and he was planning on traveling to the US, but he told himself that, look, I don't want to go there and do care jobs or do the menial jobs. I want to work in tech. A teacher. Some of you are here and you're managers in your company. This is a teacher, and he was able to learn, completed all his classes. He gave us his CV, we revamped it, sent it back to him. He packaged himself, attended all his multiple interview preparation sessions, and he got several job offers. He also applied to jobs, and he was able to land himself a healthcare data analyst role in Tucson, Arizona. Now, this is a teacher. Okay, so at the end of the day, it does not boil down to, it does not require you to be out of the world genius. You don't need to be an Einstein to be able to do this. All right, this is Bukola. Bukola has a background in HR. Okay, you know what they call HR? Just another admin. And if you're here and you're listening to me and you're HR personnel, you do not want to be called just another admin. You want to start making impact. So what did Bukola do? Bukola registered for one of our programs, the business analysis program. We did the same thing for her, tailored our CV, prepared her for the interview. This is aside learning the skills and building projects. All right. And she was able to land not one, but 2 data roles for US-based companies. This is Ahmed. We also issued him a reference letter. He got a job in the NHS as a health informatics support worker. So you can see the job roles take different names, okay? And that is dependent on what the recruiter wants to call it. So we also let you know all of these things so that you are not saying, oh, because I registered for AI automation engineer, I'm only going online to search AI automation engineer. You need to know the other nomenclature that is called synonyms: agentic AI specialist, AI automation specialist, AI expert, automation specialist, automation engineer, and so on. The different names so that you can cast your net as wide as possible and catch a very huge fish. Okay, so we issued Ahmed a reference letter, and this was what sealed the deal. Without this reference letter, all your hard work is waste. They would pick another candidate that is able to provide a reference letter. You know what they do? Let me tell you what they do. If they ask you for a reference letter, it means you are the top candidate. The moment you default in providing them a reference letter, they move to candidate number 2 and ask for a reference letter. Okay, they move to candidate 2, give them the offer, and ask for a reference letter. If that person defaults, then maybe they start depending on how many choices they have, then they start the hiring process again. That's why you see that you applied for a job, you got interviewed for that job, but you still see the same company still has that job posting up, and you were not hired. Okay, so it is because you were not able to provide a convincing reference letter. Okay, because they verify all these things, and we've done it not for one, for so many people like yourselves. This is July. Okay, this is Ade, and there are so many more like that. All right, so you don't, and there are some things that people will tell you. Okay, they'll tell you, oh, don't go near tech. Tech is for people who know how to code. Well, that is in the past decade. Right now, you don't need a computer science degree to be able to do this. You don't need to learn or know how to code to learn or work on the job. And your age does not matter. Recruiters don't care. What matters to them? Who can remind me what matters to recruiters again? Who can remind that to me? Who can remind me what are the 2 things, recruiters want from you? Who can remind me again? Type it in the chat. Type it in the chat. I'll have a special offer for that person, for the first person to type it. A special one. They need your skills and experience. So Benjamin beat everybody to it. They need your skills and experience. Okay, somebody type competence. Fantastic. So what is the component of competence? That is the question. So at the end of the day, it is about your skill and your experience, not your age. We've had a 19-year-old. His mom enrolled him and said, you know what? I want my son to be ahead of his peers. And that is one of the smartest moves I've seen a parent take in recent times. You know what? I want my son to be ahead of his own peers. So when his peers are out, looking for a job, this guy is already a juggernaut in the AI space. And we've seen retired persons join our program. Currently, as we're speaking, we have several people who are over the age of 60 on our program. And they are able to follow up, because here at Analytics Business is not about get into class and get out of class. It is we get into class. As I am doing it on my screen, you are doing it. As Alim is doing it on his screen, you are following. Okay? And if you have any questions, you drop it in the chat box, or you use the raise hand icon. I can see some people's hand are up now, which I'll be calling them once I'm done with my presentation. Okay? But there you'll be in a 3 hours class where your facilitator's goal is to ensure that you complete that project under his guidance or her guidance. So it doesn't matter what age you are. I can see somebody in the chat room who said I'm 51. Fantastic. As long as you can hear me, you can work with your laptop, you are good to go. Okay? Again, the attendance form is in the chat box. If you've not filled it out, ensure to fill it. Okay? Now, 2025 to 2027 is the premium era. Right now, there is a scarcity premium. I've been talking about this earlier. The scarcity is real right now. But guess what? It is not going to stay long like that of data analytics, which came around during the time of the COVID-19. Okay, in fact, it was during that period I got into tech. All right. So 2027 and up would enter into the saturation point. Everybody knows how to create AI automation. Everybody knows how to create AI videos, premium AI videos. Everybody knows how to do it. Would enter into that, and it's going to happen very fast. And beyond then, AI would become a baseline skill that you should have. So whether if by then you have AI as a skill, it's no longer a differentiator from you. They can easily get another person that also knows maybe even more than you. So that is why you don't wait till then. You start now, so that by that time, you are already in the space. You're already known. You've already made a name for yourself in the space. You are a fossil on your own. So that is how to do it. So many people missed Bitcoin. So many people missed the opportunity that COVID-19 came along with. Now we have AI. Are you going to pass on that one as well? That's the question I want you to be asking yourself. And it's an 8 weeks journey. First few weeks you're going through foundation. From week 3, you're building projects. With 4 to 5, with 6, you're building applied projects. And in the final weeks, you're working on your capstone project and also finalizing on your career launch. You build your portfolio, your LinkedIn page, your LinkedIn page optimization. You should have done it by then. You start getting interview preparation, and even from us. Okay. Once in a while, we get recruitment requests on our table. We refer our students because we are confident. Okay. We're confident in them. You see what they built, right? So that could be you as well. Now, I would have loved to work with everybody on this call. Okay. So But I won't be able to work with everyone. All right, in this. Okay, so the next cohort starts on the 8th of August 2026. That is by this time next week, the cohort has started. Okay, and there is not a lot of seats that are left. Okay, there is not a lot of seats that are left. Okay, the news reaching me as at the time I started this session, the news reaching me was we had only we had um we had only 10 slots left, but we speak right now as we speak there is only 5 slots left. There is only 5 slots left, and it is moving slots that are left. Okay, these 5 people are also going to get an exclusive session with myself. In that session, that will be happening on Monday. I would personally show you from scratch how to build your portfolio in under 1 hour without writing code, without having to pay subscriptions on keeping the website live. You build your portfolio so that on the program, you can focus on completing your project and then updating your portfolio link. You would already have your portfolio link, everything is there, you just update your project as you build. So I'll be showing you how to do that in a 1 hour session on Monday. Okay, and I have space for only those 5 people. Okay, only those 5 people. So Marshall, you logged out. Okay, that's a pity. Ensure you click on the link, okay, and fill out the attendance form. Now, for you to secure your spot, okay, for you to secure your spot to get the amazing offer that we have, okay, the regular price is 250,000 naira, as you can see up here. But right now in this webinar, okay, for 5 people only, you would get it at a reduced rate of 150,000 naira. As if that is not enough. You don't need to pay all 150,000 naira to start. You can deposit 50,000 naira to get yourself started, and then you balance up as the program goes on. Okay, so like I said, original price is 250,000. Right now for the webinar, you can get it for 150,000. You can get started with 50,000 naira instead of paying everything outright. Okay, and I have 5 slots left. Now the link to secure your spot is in the chat box. I will paste it again, and then I will go there and show you exactly how to be among the 5 people that will get this offer. I learned some of us have already clicked on the link and you're already on the website. Okay, but once you've secured your spot, you send me a DM immediately. 0703, as you can see on the screen right here, 0703-215-8619. If you're outside Nigeria, you replace the 0 with +234. Okay, so 0703-215-8619, and you get further instructions on what to do. Now, for you to secure your spot, all you need to do is to visit the web page that I pasted in the chat, and it's going to bring you here, okay, to our courses. All you need to do is, once you are here, you see build in-demand skills that employers are hiring for, and then you scroll down and you get to pick any of the career paths that you've chosen. Now, if you are confused, because I can see somebody asking a question, I'll take questions. I'll go back in the chat and take questions if I've not answered the question. But if you are confused on any skill that you want, 2 things you do. First off, you pick anyone, and second off, after you've secured your spot, you book a clarity session. Okay, You book a clarity session where you speak with an expert on which one to go for, and then we can make the change later on. Bottom line, you've secured your spot. So all you need to do is to click on enroll now in your chosen program. Then you sign up. You sign up with your free account. Okay, sign up and create your free account. I already have an account, so I'll click on sign in and assign in. Now, once I've done that, it takes me to this page where I just scroll down and click choose your payment plan. Now here, I can choose my cohort. Okay, I can choose that, oh, I want to start August 8th, or I want to start in September, but I want to benefit from the current discount. All right, so if next weekend is too soon for you, you can say, look, I want to deposit and hold my spot for September, so that when September comes and the discount, of course, by then it's already off the table, you are not affected. Okay, so you then select the 3 installment plan if you want to make an initial deposit of 50,000. But if you're saying, you know what, I want to pay it outrightly, okay, we'll give you an extra discount for that. If you're paying outrightly, you would not be paying 150,000. You get an extra 30,000 discount, which means you get to pay only 120,000. Now, once you select which of them you want, you then click pay at the bottom. Okay, so you have to click on the one you want and select pay at the bottom. Now, when you click on this, it redirects you to Paystack, and you get your own generated unique account details to make your payment. This is how we track your own payment. Now, once you've made the payment, the page would automatically take you to your learners dashboard. It will automatically take you to this page. This is your learners dashboard, and all you need to do is to watch the dashboard guide video, and it will tell you everything about how to use this dashboard. Okay, but just to show you, first off, immediately one of the things you get after enrolling is that you get access to these lesson videos where you can start to build your project even before the class starts. Okay, so even before the normal class starts, you can be ahead of the class and start to watch your videos and complete projects and start to understand concepts. Okay, you'll have access to this platform during the program. Okay, and you can see all your videos right there, including practicals. For example, you can see this one says build your first workflow with Zapier. So you would actually see a facilitator show you exactly what to do, and you just follow. Okay, and then on Saturdays 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. when your cohort starts, you start jumping into live classes where you build further projects, you ask questions, and so on. Okay, Tuesdays we have something we call support session. Now this is for people who are struggling and have any issues whatsoever with the program or any questions. Oh, I tried clicking this, it didn't work the way it worked on your own screen. That is where you handle it. Now this is if you didn't ask the question in class. You also did not ask the question on the WhatsApp group, because a facilitator will be with you in the WhatsApp group. You didn't ask. So we also have a third factor authentication, which is the support session happening Tuesdays 9 to 10 p.m. And then Thursdays 9 to 10 p.m. you have your mentorship program. Okay, so it's a full package. Okay, and I have for just 5 people. Okay, no longer 5 people. Let me mark that out. I now have just 4 people left. Okay, I'm receiving a DM, got a DM 1 minute ago. Okay, so if that's you, congratulations. Let me give you your flower. So 1 spot gone, 4 left. I'll take questions now. 1 spot gone, 4 left. I'll start taking questions. So if you want to, let me first take some of the questions in the chat. Then I can see some people's hand are up. Ade Boyege and Basi. So I'll take your question, but let me take some questions in the chat that has been asked before now. So, and then I'll move to the hands. Marshall says I was logged out. So Marshall, fill the attendance form so that you get the recording. So they say, can I do AI automation and agency with Android phone because I don't have a laptop? No, you can't use your Android phone, sadly. Okay, you can't use your Android phone. You have to get a laptop. So again, just to reiterate, you are not coming here to learn theory. If it was theory, your phone would have sufficed. But you're coming to build actual projects, and you can't build those projects with your phone alone. You need a laptop. So Sadiq, my advice for you is very simple. Two things that you can do. If you can ascertain when you can get a laptop, maybe not buy, but maybe someone, someone who is very close to you that you can use their laptop for this. Focus on that first, okay? And secure your spot now when you can, now that you can, so that you don't miss out totally on the offer. Okay, but you need a laptop. All right. Who else? Let me see. Did I miss any questions in the chat? My question is, if I currently work somewhere else, how can I use analytics on my LinkedIn? You are working with analytics business with, it's not 10 analytics. People model our name like that. Please, Moses, it's 10 analytics, not 10 analytics. Okay. So now the thing is, but I'll forgive you because even white people make that mistake, call us 10 analytics, and I'm like, it's 10 analytics. All right. So now addressing your question, you currently work somewhere else. It's fine. Okay. I know you are skeptical that, oh, HR sees that. You're skeptical about your HR seeing that you put another organization there. Now let me tell you something. The first thing your HR should even see is that you are building automation. Okay. And yes, you enrolled for a program at Analytics Business. Okay. And you have the liberty to do this. Okay. Take it like an internship, take it like a consultancy. Okay. However it is you want to take it. But you need Analytics Business on your LinkedIn so that it does. I don't know if you're familiar with SEO, search engine optimization. So when Canadian employers are searching for people who have AI skills, your profile comes up. Do you understand? So that is how important it is on your LinkedIn. Okay. So if you're currently working somewhere, as you are learning into analytics business, build solutions for your organization as well. Let them know and see and feel that there is somebody called Moses that is upskilling here right now. There is an AI expert in-house, and his name is Moses. Okay, so Moses, that is the medicine. All right. Who else? Who else? Wait. Can I still rewatch this webinar? Secondly, is this still AI automation engineering? Thirdly, all these are part of AI automation. Wow, this course is worth doing. Fantastic. You are correct, Sadiq. So, okay, 2 slots are gone. 2 slots are gone. 3 is left. So congratulations to you. Again, this is my phone line here. Once you've secured your spot, ensure to reach out to me for further instructions. Okay, reach out to me for further instructions. 0703-215-8619. Now I saw 2 hands were up. Now I have only 1 hand up, so I'll just take that 1 hand and we'll start to call it a day. So Basi, I would give you the mic now. Where is the permission? Okay, so you can turn on your mic now. Please, only if I call your name, you turn on your microphone. So Basi, you have the floor. Go ahead.
Mama, good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening.
Once again, thank you. That's my preamble.
Yeah.
Always a wonderful time learning with you. Please, there's something you just answered about LinkedIn. I got distracted and I couldn't get it all. That is one.
Okay.
Two, is that the flyer or whatever that was trying to tell us about today's masterclass? You wrote, the person that designed it made a mistake. Today is first, but it was it was written 31st of July, so it got me confused. But as I kept on saying the notification, I knew that there was going to be a class today. Today is first, but the flyer reached 31st July, and I think that was just a mistake on the person that was preparing the flyer. And then
Okay, I don't think it was a mistake. I actually took a webinar yesterday, so probably that was the one you saw.
okay, but well, I can't really say, but I didn't see today's own, but I thought maybe it was yesterday's own for today's own. So I
No,
think
it's
there's other
yesterday's one
one.
you saw. Yeah.
Okay, there's something that just escaped my mind now. Please, can you make more emphasis on that LinkedIn when you were
All right.
talking? Please, thank you.
Okay. So somebody asked a question. I think that was Moses, and he said, "If I currently work somewhere, I'm skeptical putting the analytics business as a current experience because I said earlier that you need analytics business as one of your current experience on LinkedIn, and you set the location to Canada. What that does for you is that it makes it easier for Canadian and European employers to see your profile. And of course, before then, you are working on projects, you are posting those projects. So when they arrive at your profile, they can see that this is the person that I want. And of course, not just when they arrive, it makes it easy for them to spot your profile. It's like SEO, search engine optimization. Businesses usually do search engine optimization so that when anybody goes and search, if you go and search analytics training or tech training now, we want our brand to appear on the internet for you first before any other brand. So that's search engine optimization. So that's what that does for you on your LinkedIn. Now, what I told him is that I know his skepticism, which is, what if my HR sees it? What happens? Now, before you even do that, okay, let your HR see that you are doing something on LinkedIn that is not your normal job function. You are building AI solutions. Internally, build solutions that would help solve one very painful problem in your company where you currently work. Okay, and then you go ahead and proceed and put analytics business on your LinkedIn profile. More often than not, what's going to happen for you is that you'd of course, they know that you are now upskilling. They know clearly that you're upskilling. You can now do more. You've done more for them than your normal job description. Most companies would want to find a way to start working on how they retain you, either give you a promotion or create an entirely new department. I worked with a lady one time. Her name is Naomi. Okay, Naomi worked in a francophone country, right? And she happened to stumble upon my page, and we got talking. And she asked me, "Okay, what should I do?" And I put her through. Do you know that her company was laying off people? She was already listed as she was going to be laid off. She saw it coming, but she was not listed yet to be laid off. So she tendered her resignation. At the point where she tendered her resignation, they did not accept the resignation. So they wanted to be the one to lay her off, not she resigning. Do you understand? So because that will save them more cost. Do you know what she did? She started upskilling and she was posting it on LinkedIn. Even a tech founder found her post and reposted it to know the extent she did it. The same company that was going to lay her off created a new department for her, and she currently is heading that department. Now, that is how things can happen for you if you actually put in that effort on LinkedIn. Okay, so I hope I answered that question.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I think, sorry, sir.
Yeah.
Is it through connection? Is he one connected with LinkedIn or already a student that is in class or something?
Yes, you have to be one of our students. If you are not one of our students and you use analytics business as your current as your current workplace. They would ask you for a reference, and we would not issue you a reference. Okay, we would not issue you a reference, and okay, I'm not gonna threaten you to. I'm not gonna threaten you, all right? But it's not correct for you, and you will not be allowed to use Analytics Business if you are not one of our students. Okay, so but very good question. All right, so Peter says, someone, what of someone who does not have computer knowledge? Can the person participate? Now, the thing is this, can you browse with a computer? Can you, if I ask you, oh, I don't know what a hibiscus flower looks like, Peter. Can you browse on a computer and get me a picture of a hibiscus flower? Can you do that? So, Peter, can you do that? If your answer is yes, then fine. Go ahead, register for the program. Let's work with you. If your answer is no, then I'm now wondering, how did you even get into this meeting if you don't know how to operate a computer? Okay, so what you need is basic knowledge. You can boot your computer. If your computer is low on battery, you can charge it. You know, you can find Google on your computer. Once you can do all these things, you are good to go. So Peter, what is it for you? Can you browse with a laptop? Is Peter still here? Let me check. Peter. Okay, Peter is still here. Okay, so Peter, I'll be awaiting your response. Okay. Oh yes. All right. So yes is your answer then. Okay, your answer is yes as well. The question you asked me. Okay, your answer is yes. Since your answer is yes. So all right, so for those of you who have secured your spot, congratulations once again. 2 slots are gone, 3 are left. So we'll start to look for the curtain to draw it down on this session. Can I get a slot by Monday, because my salary is going to be paid by Monday? So this is the only way you can do it, Oyedemi. If we wait till Monday, it's gonna be gone. So what you can do, Oyedemi, is send me a DM and say, hello, my name is Oyedemi. I need you to temporarily hold down a slot for me. That is the only way I can get a lifeline for you till Monday, all right, on the discount. But if you're fine without the discount, then you definitely get a slot on Monday without the discount. So, or if you want the discount, send me a DM now, Oyedemi, and say, send your WhatsApp number. Okay, it's on the screen though, but I'll type it in the chat. 0703-215-8619. So that is my WhatsApp line. All right, so I'll be awaiting your DM. So again, those of you who have sent me a DM already, thank you very much. Okay, and congratulations. All right. Hello, my name is Abdulaziz. Hi, Abdulaziz. Have you filled out the attendance form, and have you, or are you the one who sent me a DM so that I can congratulate you one more time? Abdulaziz, are you the one who sent me a DM? Are you one of the people who have sent me a DM? So 2 slots have gone. Okay. My colleague just texted me again that another slot has been taken. So we have 2 slots left. 2 slots left as we speak. 2 slots left for the August cohort. So it's one of 2 things. It's either sending me a DM, okay, saying you want to temporarily hold down a spot, or you are sending me your receipts and you're actually holding down the spot. Especially that's for you. That's for you then. Okay, so 2 slots are left, okay, for the cohort. Congratulations to those who have secured their spot already. Any more questions? Any more questions? Any more questions before we call it a night? And if you want to speak with, with a professional one-on-one, you can book a clarity session using the Calendly link attached in the chat. Please, the class, is it going to be virtual or physical? So it's virtual, okay, 100% online, just the way we are here. Okay, you're going to be having colleagues joining from across the world. Your facilitators were carefully handpicked from across the continent, across the world, without a bias of a specific locality. So hence the reason why the classes are delivered online. They're also looking for remote jobs. So start getting familiar with the remote space. Okay, so once again, if you've sent a DM, congratulations. All right, and I'll see each and every one of you in class. For these first three people, I will be reaching out to you and showing you how to create your portfolio like I said. Okay, so cheers guys, and have a wonderful evening, a wonderful weekend as well. Cheers. So Peter, if you want to speak with me, just send me a DM and send your question alongside, and I'll give a response. Cheers. Bye.